Yeah, hi there. This is Michael Buckoff from BetterTOEFLScores.com, and I want to talk to what's your name here? Let me look at it here. Umar. Okay, so you sent me a message by email, and you said I've read about your materials on the TOEFL IBT. I say they're very interesting. I have taken the test 3 times, but my score is 67. 16 on the reading, 16 on the listening, 17 on the speaking, and 18 on the writing. I always prepare intensively for it. Using about 90% of my time, I've already gotten an admission to a graduate program, but I still need a good score on the test before next fall. Actually, I've been placed in an intensive English program since January within a university here in the U.S. In addition to that, I have enrolled a TOEFL class, and up to now, I have still not scored well on the test. My next test for June 10th is June 10th, 2011. So what kind of advice do you suggest me in order to score well? See, I don't know that you're not scoring well. The main thing is what is your current level of English proficiency, and you actually might be doing pretty well based on that. So, for example, if you're intermediate level in your English proficiency, a score of 67 is not that bad at all. Now, if you're really advanced in your English proficiency, then a score of 67 is not good at all, right? So, I don't know, the date right now is June 3rd, so June 10th, I would suggest that you stop taking the TOEFL test, or at least don't take it June 10th. You probably don't have enough time to get ready. So the main thing is you're already in an intensive English program and you're taking a TOEFL preparation class. So the best advice I can give you is particularly with your speaking, you should have the TOEFL teacher do 2 things. Number 1, you need to get a diagnostic of your pronunciation. And I have taught online several students from France over the last year or so, and French students are notoriously bad when it comes to pronunciation. So it could be a problem for you also. The 2 languages are very different in this respect. So that's the first thing you want to do is what kinds of problems are you having in pronunciation, and then how do you get better in those areas. For example, in pronunciation we have vowel sounds, consonant sounds, we have syllable division and grammatical word endings, we have word stress, we have sentence rhythm, we have intonation, we have thought groups and blending. That's it. So those are all the areas of pronunciation that you need to be able to do well, and particularly well when you take the TOEFL IBT. So you need to find out what problems you're having in those areas, and then you want to get lessons to help you improve. So that's the first thing you want to do. The next thing is you should take some TOEFL speaking tests, some independent and integrated speaking tests. Again, have your TOEFL teacher do a diagnostic. How well do you organize your speeches? How well do you develop your ideas? What kinds of transitions do you use to connect one part of your speech to the next part of the speech? Do you have fairly clear pronunciation as you deliver the speech? So you should get some definite feedback as to how you're doing with your independent and integrated TOEFL speaking tasks. You should also do the same thing with the writing. Take some independent and integrated writing practice tests, and that'll also give you an idea of how well you're doing in that area. So when you're doing the writing, you should have somebody evaluate it in terms of your grammar usage, your vocabulary usage, your organization, your development, and be careful here, answering the question. I got to tell you, Umar, over the last few days, I've had several students take some online writing practice tests at my 7-step system to pass a TOEFL IBT, and the one student, actually several of them, they did not answer the question. So that can be a problem, is are you actually addressing the requirements of the writing prompt, and that can make a big determination on how well you're doing. Your reading skills, I'm surprised. A lot of French students have a little bit higher reading than this. But again, remember what I said, it depends on what your current English proficiency is. So definitely you have to work more in the reading section. Now you said something here. You say, I always prepare intensively for it, using about 90% of my time. You might be doing too much. There's a term I use to describe TOEFL students who focus too much on TOEFL. It's called TOEFL-itis. Remember that watching movies, reading magazines, reading newspapers, reading longer books, talking with native speakers, there's a lot of things you can do to prepare for the TOEFL, and it's not just studying TOEFL preparation books. So take time to listen to the radio and do all those kinds of things also. So you might be doing too much. Remember that there's 3 things that have to happen for you to do well on the TOEFL IBT, Umar. Number 1, you got to practice. Sounds like you're doing that. Number 2, you need to practice over an extended period of time. Now, you said that you've been studying since January, right? So that's a considerable time. So you've had several months of study. Also, you have to be motivated. So I think practice, time, and motivation, these are the 3 kind of ingredients, I think, to learning a language. It sounds like you have all these things together, but you still need to work a little bit more to get better. So that's pretty much the advice I can give you. Now, I've noticed that there's a video that I want you to watch. You've probably already watched it. It's a student that I interviewed who scored 101. I sent you the link in the email already, so you definitely want to click on that link and watch that video. And remember, right near the end of the video, there'll be a link that says click to see part 2, and you can watch part 2, and then there's a part 3 and a part 4. So the student that I talked to, he will give you some good ideas on things that you can do to get ready for the TOEFL IBT, so you know what type of preparation methods and study plans that you should use to do better. Anyway, Umar, thank you for contacting me. Good luck to you, and all the best to your high-scoring TOEFL success.